As the most maligned jail on the planet, Guantanamo Bay Prison keeps its affairs and scandals, well, tightly under wraps. And RT found out just how far they'll go to make sure nothing gets out. Anastasia Churkina and our RT crew visiting the facility sent this report. However, this report sent to us only after it had been heavily censored by the staff at Guantanamo Bay Prison.
Transparency is a word repeated by U.S. officials working at Guantanamo like a mantra, by those few who are comfortable speaking on camera.
You see the conditions under which the detainees live. You get to talk to the people who are responsible for guarding them. We make it as transparent as possible. Yeah.
And those preferring to remain unidentifiable, like the majority of officials we were permitted to speak to.
Every week we get media like yourself, international media or local media or whatever, and they're welcome to come here and we tell them what we have.
Any journalist's workflow at Guantanamo starts with a mandatory introduction to media rules, a so-called Operation Security Briefing.
The material that you guys are gathering to make sure that it abides by our policies here.
Even though transparency is a word brought up by all the personnel we talk to on the ground, we as journalists, access to detainees aside, are asked to be very careful about the shots we filmed, all the backdrops, and at the end of each day, videos are reviewed and any shots deemed unacceptable are deleted. This one will be okay because palm trees are not too controversial.
Remind you of any frowned upon C word, like censorship?
It's a necessary security program established to program accomplished within approved regulations.
All video and audio recordings and even sketches are carefully studied. Cell phones are banned from camps.
We're not supposed to put anything on Facebook or anything like that, or I'm even wary about talking about it over, anything over the phone.
The said purpose of these ground rules to protect the safety and security of Gitmo operations.
The detainees, you're not going to get their permission, so please try to photograph them neck down.
We are warned, violations of media ground rules may result in restricted access, denial of future visits, and/or removal from Guantanamo.
People just kind of mislabeled it, and they have, I call it the Gitmophobia, just not really giving the true picture. I mean, the only people who knows what goes on in Gitmo is us and the detainees.
And getting the detainees' side of what goes on at Gitmo apparently just couldn't be done. After an extensive explanation of how exactly we are to film the prisoners, the amount of detainee FaceTime we get, a total of 1 minute and 5 seconds, through a dark glass window. The reason we're given:
out of respect for them and not using them as making them some kind of curiosity, on film and thing like that. We don't want to do that.
Despite our requests to not even film, but at least witness more real prisoner life, a high-ranking Guantanamo admiral convinces us that we actually have a lot more access than we think.
You're seeing what there is to see, given the amount of time that you have here to see it. So we're as transparent as possible.
After a 1 minute glimpse at one detainee, our schedule is in fact all booked up.
Tonight they come in, they pay.
We're taken to the detention camp kitchen to witness how well things run there.
Well, since we're not really being allowed too close to the detainees, this might be the closest glimpse of their life we might be getting today. We're being told that these are the meals that they're offered on a daily basis.
We're also taken to the only local radio station.
All made up like zombies.
The audience, military personnel serving at the base.
Do you do any news related to the Guantanamo detention camp?
Nope.
Why not?
Leave that to the public media, because there's enough journalists over there covering that.
Music, sports, and talk radio. Pure infotainment reigns here. And so we learn that we're not the only ones simply being treated to a show. Anastasia Churkina, RT, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba.